Recording in progress.
Hey, so have you ever asked what separates six-figure accounting firms from the rest? This business or this video will help you understand that. So six-figure firms aren't lucky. They operate very differently. So that's one thing that I learned. So I started my accounting firm in 2015, and the first, probably about a year and 3-ish months, I didn't really know what I was doing. Everything was very randomized when I was starting, and it wasn't until I really understood the stuff we're going to talk about today that my income grew exponentially. Now, success is going to equal mindset, offers, positioning, and habits. So those four, the balance between those four aspects are what's going to cause you to be successful. Now let's dive into what makes them stand out. Also, I forgot, if you want some help growing your accounting or bookkeeping business and maybe been trying to grow it but it's just not quite working the way that you want, or you're planning out what you should do next because you haven't started yet and you're just like, hey, I want some help, click the link inside the description above or below the video. Let's book a call. Let's see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program. Okay, so let's hack this thing. So habit number one is consistent lead generation. So successful firms treat marketing like brushing their teeth, daily and non-negotiable, right? Now, that might be a controversial topic for some, but it's just like brushing your teeth. You just want to do it every single day, right? Because as long as you do it consistently, you don't have to worry about your teeth falling out or just having a bad smile, and it just makes it to where you have consistency in your life. Now, in order for you to really avoid feast or famine cycles. Now, when a feast or famine cycle happens, that's kind of like when it's like, you might get 2 clients one month, 0 clients the next, 3 the next, then 0, and it's like up and down and up and down. It's like they either come or they don't come. We want to avoid that by having consistency inside of the way we go and generate our leads. Now, next thing is focus on client delivery. So once we get a client, we cannot lose a client. That is the number one thing. Now, here's the thing. It's not always just about you doing the work. It's also how someone feels about you doing the work, right? Do they like you as a person? Do they feel like you're going out? Do they feel like you're there in their corner, right? And one thing you can do is you can start really understanding certain niches. Now, niches does not mean like a certain industry. That does help, and for some aspects that is a good thing. But you can niche based on personality. You can niche based on, because for example, I know this very specific type of personality that meshes really well with me, and a lot of my clients are very similar in that regard, right? So it's like I'm having conversations with people I like to have a conversation with. That's a niche in itself. You can have a niche of like what revenue range someone's at. You can have a niche with you can niche down based on what is their favorite marketing platform. You can niche down based on like what is the website built on. There's a million different things you can niche down on, but knowing what that is for you and knowing like what is the structure of that, you can even niche down based on people that like responding to emails or people who want to like hop on a Zoom call every time you meet with them every week, right? All different things, but you have to figure out like what are the patterns that people who are your best clients have in common, and then only focus on working people who are like that, right? And then also having like some systems and processes in place to ensure consistent output and consistent work quality without having burnout of you as a person, right? Because again, it's about that consistency. Habit number 3 is going to be relentless improvement. So always refining your skills: sales, leaderships, marketing, and service delivery. Now, what does that mean? Bryce, I don't want to be a salesperson. Okay, cool. It's not about being a salesperson, but it's about having a competency level in sales so that people are willing to pay you money on a consistent basis, right? Same thing with marketing. Like, I'm always learning new marketing structures, new marketing strategies. I'm always learning like what are different software I can use to speed up our workflows. I'm always asking like what is something I can do to improve the business, right? Every week I want to make at least 1 to 2 major improvements inside the business that makes the business easier to run over and over in time. Now, in a lot of cases, it can be investing in personal and business growth, right? So it can invest in business growth by investing in ads. I can also invest in personal growth by investing in courses. And that's the thing. Business owners are investors. That's number one. They're investors, right? Now, some people are like, well, what if I put my time into something? Our time, in a lot of cases, is not really that valuable to something in the beginning. Your money in the beginning is more valuable than your time, right? And then there comes a time to where your time is more valuable than your money. So I'll give you an example. When I was starting my business, I had to pay coaching programs to learn how to run this business, right? Because I was spending time in the business, but it wasn't really getting much results. So when I started spending money to learn the skill sets, now I'm starting to make more money, right? And then my time becomes valuable and someone wants to pay me for my time, which looks like coaching, or if you have a lot of accounting clients, right? Because now they want to hop on the phone with you once a week. So in the beginning, if no one's paying you in your business, your time is not really the commodity or method of exchange that people are putting value on. I had this guy the other week. He was like, can I come into your mentorship program for free, and then over time I'll pay you once I got clients. I'm like, I mean, not really, not at this stage of the game. And I'm not trying to be mean when I was saying that, but it was just like, all the other people that have been inside the mentorship program have paid thousands of dollars to be inside of here, right? And at this stage of the game, if you have 0 clients, you've been trying for a year, your time is not really that valuable, right? So you have to kind of jump to the other side of the ship by investing your money so that business owners see you as part of the in crowd and in club. Because think about it like this. I've been on a consultation call where a business owner just goes like, yeah, I took out a second mortgage on my house to save my restaurant. And then they're expecting you to reciprocate and tell a war story about how much money you either lost or spent or used to grow your business. And if you're like, oh, I've never done that before, I don't have any reference experience, you guys are no longer the same. You're different, right? It's us, which the definition of an entrepreneur is someone that risks capital and resources to go and do an undertaking that has long-term financial gain. So as soon as you tell them that you're not invested in anything, you're not really an entrepreneur. They kind of see you as a fly-by-night person, and that causes them to be like, oh, this person is just going to disappear, right? Because here's the thing. When you invest in something, you have skin in the game. It makes it harder for you to run. So a lot of times, like business owners, in the past, they used to have physical buildings. It wasn't only because they didn't have the internet, but in a lot of cases, if you have the physical building, you are going to be there if something goes wrong with your product or your service, right? But if you're just some random person where it's like you don't have that, you're just kind of here, and you're kind of there, they see you at the mall one day, they see you at the street corner the next day, they see you at the flea market the next day, there's no consistency. So they don't know if you're actually going to be there, right? And that's the main thing. Next thing, so high value offers. So 6-figure firms sell outcomes, not necessarily hours. Now that does not mean that you never sell hourly pricing, right? I'm not saying that, but everything is for someone to gain something. It's all about a fair exchange. It's all a fair exchange at the end of the day, right? So learn how to package your services around the value to solve the problems that the business owners are focused on. Value is about focus. Value is about focus. I'll say that again, right? Because it's not one static value statement where it's like I say this one phrase every single time, and then I get business owners that just go into a frenzy and they want to buy. It's more about what is the business owner focused on at this very moment in time? Are they having a cash flow crunch every month they're trying to solve? Do they want to know their metrics so they can scale faster? At this very current moment in time, whatever they're focused on, that is where the value is going to lie in that moment in time. Okay? And that's where you're going to be able to value equals focus. I want to put that as a principle. Cool, and that's the streamline of it, right? Next thing is the powerful mindset. So abundance versus scarcity. It's kind of tough if you're just starting a business, you don't have this reference experience, but the more clients you get, the more clients you know that are out there. When you're first getting started, it's I don't know if anyone's gonna pay me, who would pay for this service? Can I actually get people, get clients? Can I get this? There's a lot of scarcity. It's I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can make this work. Versus the longer in the game, the more confidence and abundance you get, right? So then once you start understanding that there's millions and millions of small business owners. Right now there's about 31.4 million small businesses inside of the United States. So when you know that, and you know that you only need 20 clients in order to hit 6 figures, right? 20 clients that pay you $500 a month, that's about $10K per month, it's about $120 a year. So really, you can get away with 16 to 17 clients. You're still going to be at 100,000 in the year, right? Once you know that, you have the confidence to charge more of what you're worth because it doesn't matter if someone says no. There's another person right around the corner. Literally, I don't. It's funny sometimes when you hear people. It's Where, especially if a business owner tries to like be like, oh, I'm doing you a favor. It's like, you're not really doing me a favor, dude. I'm like, I literally have like 3 more calls booked for this week with other business owners that, you know, want help with their accounting. So it's like, you're not really doing me any favors, dude. You're just kind of here, just kind of wasting my time. You know what I mean? But if you don't have that in the beginning and you don't understand that, then yeah, it kind of feels like they're doing you a favor. And it's very easy to kind of buy into that frame that they're putting up, right? Another reason why having a powerful mindset is good, because you have to be able to have that resilience to bounce back, right? Because things are not always going to go according to plan. Sometimes you're going to have someone where you think they're gonna pay their invoice and they don't. You sometimes will have it where it's like, maybe you think a new client's going to sign up with you, but they don't. Or a client cancels you randomly, you know, so it's just like you have to have the resiliency emotionally to bounce back when things don't always go your way. And if you can do that over a consistent period of time, you're going to be successful. Next thing is strategic positioning. So 6-figure firms are in the beginning stage of learning how to come across as experts, not commodities. Right? Because that's where you can start separating your price from other people. Like, here's one question I get asked a lot. Bryce, if everyone else is selling their accounting and bookkeeping services for like $300 a month, how can I sell it for $1,000 a month? Well, it's like, okay, so if everyone else is doing it, that's because they're commodity. They don't have a brand. They don't know how to build up the respect in the person's mind. So you're always competing based on price and within the price ranges of your competitors. As soon as you can separate from that, business owners are like, they'll come on the phone and be like, you're my guy. They don't necessarily care what other people are like paying or charging or whatever, because they want to work with you specifically. Right? So that's going to come down to clear messaging. Who do you help? How do you help? Why does it matter? And start controlling your brand image. How do people see you? You are the brand in the beginning. Okay? So that's a great point. So a lot of people, they're like, oh, Bryce, I don't want to put my face on my LinkedIn profile, or I don't know if I want to do this. Like, well, yeah, you're going to be a commodity for the rest of your life. Like, until you can kind of get over that. And I'm not saying you have to make like videos and be like a YouTube personality, but you have to get some sort of content out into the ether, whether that's written content, whether that's people seeing your face. Like, you have to do something to stand out, or else you're going to constantly be compared to everyone else, because you're not really doing anything to separate yourself from everyone else, right? This stuff does not just happen. You have to create this brand. You have to create this element, right? That's the biggest thing. So over time, just do that over and over again. Remember, it's about daily discipline. Success comes from consistent daily actions, daily habits of outreach, following up with people, creating content, and client work. That's literally all you have to do. Learn who to reach out to. Reach out to them. Know what to say. How do you follow up with them? Make more content so that new people who ignore you respond to you. And then you just make sure you keep the clients that you already got. That's it. So if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been trying to grow it, but it's just not quite where you want, or maybe you want to go and reach a goal, but you just don't have a path or a clear path or a roadmap to get there, I invite you to click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself. Let's see if I can help you inside our mentorship program. I want to give you the strategies of success to make sure that you can do what you need to do and live the life that you want, okay? So if that's you, I'd love to see if I can help you. So click the link, book the call, I'll just see you. And just to recap this video, build marketing habits, focus and systemize client work, craft high-value offers, strengthen your mindset, and position strategically. If you can do those things, you're going to grow your business very consistently, okay? Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy, and talk to you soon.